There's a fire burning out there inside every investor, every venture partner who's ever felt the weight of a lie, the lie that the path ahead is laid out, that the game is fixed, that to get in, to win, you just have to do what everyone else does. But listen, that's not just wrong, it's dangerous. The truth is, the biggest breakthroughs don't come from the center of the map or by following the blueprint handed to you. They come from the edges, from the overlooked, the underestimated, and yes, the paths most others choose not to walk because they don't look like the exact fit, the exact step they want to take. It's exhausting, chasing the deal flow everyone's obsessed with, feeling like you're stuck running the same race, pitching the same ideas to tired networks over and over. You see others locking in their success, doing the same thing, yet it feels hollow. The market is noisy, the game's saturated, and the pressure to fit in is suffocating. You want to break free from that loop, from the relentless chase for the next shiny startup with the buzzwords everyone's memorized. But where do you go? What's the path that's not blazed, the one that's not yet overhyped or crushed by giants? That hidden highway where real value is waiting, screaming to be found? This isn't a secret you stumble on by accident. It's a choice, a radical choice to rewrite the rules while the world insists you follow them. The most underrated path in venture capital isn't in chasing the obvious. It's in stepping outside what everyone calls normal. It's in embracing the edges, the founders and ideas that others dismiss because they don't fit neatly into the spreadsheet or the familiar story. There's massive power in those shadows where others don't look, where the misunderstood operate, where the rare spark lives. Those are the places where transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Imagine standing in a room full of the same old pitches with the same vetted plays and knowing none of them move the needle. Every pitch feels safe, every opportunity dialed in to conform rather than disrupt. You feel the fire inside dying a little. The gnawing question won't quiet itself. If this is all there is, why pour your life into squeezing value out of the ordinary? Because everyone else is doing it? Because it's comfortable? Because the world tells you this is freedom? There's a trap here, disguised as progress. The system sells you the illusion of choice, but it's locking you in invisible chains made of consensus, rules, and safe bets that yield safe returns. You're being processed, not served. But what if the real power comes from breaking that cycle? What if your edge isn't in playing the same game better, but in creating a new one? The elite who step off the conveyor belt and refuse to live a half-life, who question every accepted truth about venture capital, those are the ones who reset the rules. They hunt value where others don't dare. They don't just invest in companies, they invest in transformation. They don't just look for products, they look for visionaries who are often loud in silence, chaotic in quiet. These aren't just investments, they are revolutions waiting to erupt. What does it mean to walk this path? It means shedding the belief that scale is always king and that every deal has to have a billion-dollar exit etched in its destiny. It means valuing connection over volume, depth over breadth. This path connects dots the system ignores, connecting founders and investors whose brilliance isn't popular, but is powerful in ways the market hasn't yet priced in. It means cultivating relationships that spark not only capital, but radical ideas and unorthodox strategies. You don't settle for networks meant to replicate cookie-cutter success. You build alliances forged in fire, centered around the uncompromising pursuit of what's next. Here, patience is a weapon, not a weakness, because the long game separates the fleeting from the lasting impact. This path requires brutal honesty with yourself. It demands the courage to question everything. Why are you really investing? Are you chasing the stats to prove something to others, or are you driven by a relentless hunger for change? Can you bear to crawl through discomfort, uncertainty, even loneliness because you know what you're after? A legacy of transformation, not replication. The most underrated path isn't easy. That's exactly why it's the secret few take. It's not about comfort, it's about ownership. Ownership of your will, your vision, your voice. To be sovereign in a world that teaches conformity. On this road, you learn to spot the signals others miss. The founder whose ideas sound crazy, but who carries an unyielding fire to change the game. The technology that looks like noise to the mainstream, but carries the seeds of future markets nobody else can see. The opportunities hidden behind skepticism and bias, where true disruption percolates beneath surfaces that seem ordinary. This perspective turns every no from the crowd into a litmus test of whether you're on the right path. Because when everyone says it's impossible, that's when you lean in harder. It's in these overlooked corners that the rare investors thrive. The ones who understand that impact isn't measured just in multiples, but in ecosystem change. They don't just want returns. They want to be part of assembling the future's blueprint. They find their power in being fiercely selective, aligning only with those who refuse to settle. The synergy created here isn't accidental. It's crafted, deliberately woven from contrast and divergence. Instead of drowning in noise, you amplify essence. Instead of seeking popularity, you craft becoming. This is a commitment to the long game. To patience that allows potential to unfold naturally rather than forcing exits on arbitrary timelines. It's a refusal to be seduced by the illusions of fast money or quick accolades. The rare path recognizes that true freedom isn't in easy deals or broad approval. It's in mastery of self, in aligning your capital with your values and your vision for the real future. It's about being part of an autonomous network, not a herd, where the isolated brilliance finds connection and the misunderstood become unstoppable forces. Here lies the liberation many seek, but few find. The freedom that comes from knowing you're not serving the system, but transcending it. The true rare path isn't about escaping the world, it's about remaking it. It's about being not a player in a broken game, but a builder of the new rules. This is where legacy lives, not in replication, but in defiance, where the fire you thought was dying becomes the flame that guides others through the dark. If the dull routine of venture capital is grinding you down, this is your wake-up call. The path that's underrated because it's risky, misunderstood, and lonely, that's the path where everything changes. The world won't give this to you. You must seize it. Align yourself with those who burn as you do, who see what's invisible and dare to bet on it. Remember, real freedom doesn't promise comfort. It demands courage. It requires building beyond borders, beyond titles, beyond systems designed to quiet your fire. Unlocking the power of the rare isn't just professional wisdom. It's a revolution of the self, a declaration that you refuse to be boxed in by illusions. This is the truth about venture capital that's waiting to be claimed. The most underrated path is the one you carve yourself, where misaligned genius finds alignment, where the misunderstood gathers strength, where your fire becomes power. The path less traveled, yes, but the only one worth walking, because it's not about the deals you do, but the new world you dare to create.